Chairman General Kwame Sifakan ene na bedwafo atranse on kokroku na omadi nkomo no bebre a enyasem ketu ansem a ekoso Ghana titu de fa gold board insensem ho na afi galam say menasa ne agi atese a chese etu ase a entu ene nsoso no dwedifo ma a chese omudi nro bone na egu nuane so ema manfo die na ede yarewa bebre ebre Ghana de hye no nyina no omatimi edosodoso mu a edi se ogibre na utimi etiebie na yenkwe na yenkotie discussions no na yenso yencheche yadwea
sure there Mamen as Chief Justice of this Republic oyamon neither there she was incapable or incompetent in terms of the office she occupied.
Nemum.
Nani na ide. Opeyi bi no obo po there. So ba bema Ghana foto aba mana. Na so ba bema. Obeyi ma me peyin na fio. Na Ghana fo yeto aba man mo ba so. Oya npepepe weyi Chief Justice na fio. Na mo ye inje wo mi there. Ma men ifi biara yin ho. Na mokoda da ma ka chande ewraza obo hye nyinara abra ye mojeto aba wo hye na ne yem na onyim hye ono ewraza kro nara onyimin fibra na oye mojeto aba won na ne yem na so di mfi apem kra mpo a mami continue to raise your head high nyame obo ni wiade ode atentene odbamo mama bibiara nguwa brom umba wonananom nanankansoa woba they will always remain proud that it was just for political reason na yeda mama ye boni bi na wo you fee office as Chief Justice na soja fumpemfu wa papa nom Kwame
yeah
in this Republic and its history yenya damda they ya to abewe na soja fumpemfu a the very top the very echelon oye no soro ayi sankwan a ngwe no ogusoro no amankwan ye fen onu na bai wa ba pamo nyina efi ho empempem a woda ho nyina yakoda ye mamudue na bi oso ho a ye to abewe wo ya Ghana fu mapa mbente ne nketesi a wa ko school nwa won ko school mpo na mom wo ye adwuma na chief of staff owura da Julius Zabra ba abotro letter we yi munyina da mugufe owura ba omi asema kan cha mode monum nsu mfontwe ope na achara biara owona afi na se mohwe ma bisa na chede repair chede nyaso ya woso na se wo kakra mfa oye abana ya to dan miminde
wow party
that's right
Chairman General.
yes
We are raising issues are very I just want for the record say
this is a running agreement
I
just want to establish that menya kwai
so manuia
medase
hey abende wakatumo na taf kwantana wofana tana waze katon kakano pe amatu te jama da kwa katafero itu kakake so sigero wa no kamo abutaro mrada na tuide yeyimutu na ahoma na yeyimisan
Kwamena
ma yeyanda no meminde it is a culmination of a processor party ni sifi polling station over 30 how many you are a student of Ghana's election
polling stations there are 2024 there were over 40,000
oh no check yakoso
no
okay in the polling station over 40,000
yeah
every single one of them I got 60,000
no it's not up to 60
go and do 60
polling stations
polling stations.
In 2020, we had 38,920.
Yes. I was stuck in the 30s.
Yes. So in 2024, the number increased to 40,000 something.
40,000.
I will get the exact figure.
But 60 will be too.
No, it's not up to 60,000.
No.
It's 40,000 something.
It's Kwame.
Kwamena.
Ya to no daba kama ye yimpemfo a enum a wo hwe ho.
Yeah, 40,647.
Okay, thank you. And the yefu ha more so ye electoral area. No so reforms are ye kwakayen wo oye Legon sports stadium. Ye di ibia kan ma nimu ayedu wo electoral area. And ofi electoral area so ya twado ya ko oye constituency so Kwame ye if you fe a few still remain undone na mim dem pemfo gudu a wo ye ho adwuma wo bo hwe mani na so wato no da ba mayen pemfo ma wa ba da no na nsunsu ado yin de da no min de we twami na de chi kosi western north for so wo ye ho de na memen dan ye 15 of them out of the 16 Kwame kama fe sa hwa ahukeka party mba enwa wehu ma ya tena ho afeko na bosoma esion seson sa wotwi wehu ma ya tena ho a Kwame aka bibi tire wukente papa na dekeja ya pese kenta nyamina dum ejanu wodi ja he a yede koyade yakwa wobo hensabrane na yakwa akoton ne za kafa ya pese enwo mi kire enti party fun na Ghana fo dodo na wehu ma yetenwi na onu nsa so se hwe finfiman toma oye ma meda Kwame matina ha makade opeyina wo fan owura esibo ena madimanwa seremu so a na yema ngote party mpemfo so a why ministers da why MPs da why executives da ena dodo na so wajitum de se yenye se bu mo beda party na na ode enyo obi so a ni sem yadin ye na onyi madwuman Kwame da se de fofom a oba fofom fasoro a oba fasoro e paase kwa botum akwa akahye na onyi wasinsam a no so oyo owura kodwo ham e kra meka no asam a oye former constituency chairman for Efutu.
No.
Owura last marking. Onye ye adwuma papa wonyim. Kodwo ham na mwazem a obo. Ya mencha da party funu nyina wo hunu dam ema eje sibo. Ena wodi kitan ema kodwo ham. Wofa na wadina ata eje sibo nachi. Secretary so de Kwame na adwuma wa ye as MPP mpo onu ho tanti na Kwame. Owe adwuma ma wofa na as far back as 2022 or 2023. Techimensa. His service to the MPP. A small dasum Oshasi Kwame Obeye communications officer for 2 or 3 terms. Nambadumba obo ma party fujina do de important sa another important for pan wopian one kidding sign na what told the man Obeye secretary adwuma no so Kwame sakacham da manda osanda techimensa adwuma no ya I will not have any hesitation at all or you committed to whatever he does into so matina ha makada si ajenyo sama onu no botum wa adwuma party dodo na woji tuma wodi secretary woda man ya men charge enwu a wopa won nyina so wo ya akabirefo if a deputy secretary if a women's organizer if organizer na nkasa onu pode me ni adwuma ho asa was a secretary oya kwesi saki enti if a won nyina akabirefo papa na yayi ho ba Kwame my contribution on the election of these officers for the central region it's not about they having been elected
but
ma Americans doing that ma other yanyim no here emi Kwame dan kan mete Kwame election mu ko bi ma mulusibi in fact my first attempt was parliamentary candidacy from Fantima West.
I see.
Yeah, Kwame. I mean, many of representing Fantima. Mama ye me up and down. You shall organize police station levels, electoral areas. constituency na wura me di tintimu mu pa. Kwame, I went to elections and I lost. I am on newscast as he. Ewuraba ku bi on say on Abu Wari. Say mami na it the media newscast na. Ah the mouth dey ngwa se kakra ma ya spy o. Kwame mo report. But when muma be me say mo original secretary contest. Kwame mo kwa no so mo we.
Ebe.
As ebe. Ma so ko nda fi da. Mo say ya de mo be. Wa fo papa.
Second one.
That's about this with the form to try. Kwame na ka ababu ari be ya kwa e ba twem. Kwame man paba. I went on, committed myself to the service of this party. Kwame na moko oya radio programs as far to Western region to go and defend this party.
Wow.
Ejuma me ye say rugbe wo efiatum na amanfo a wo finfrimanto one friend virtually every radio station that is the period actually in towards 2000 President Kufuor. Every radio station within Central region as far as to Takrady defending this party when I had gone to elections and lost as regional secretary. Kwame onono saso na echi 2005 mukwa bi o mame successful no so mukwa odudia until I became a minister and president is you can't keep two positions. Continue to be secretary and then also a minister until fako na mukwa kafako mame keke so dey there amanfa yakware ma ya aspirations anama yahwehwe nyansankan. It does not mean that the world has come to an end.
Okay.
Mosi enyo do botako there yede ahodi biara owo hiamu mmajashu biara owo hiamu yede be yadwuma emma 2028 we need to kick this government out of office. We need to do that. In fact, it is in the best interest of Ghana to return NPP into office in 2028. It's a home for biara owo hiamu za all those yen or da yede be juma. Look, I remember Kwame 2016.
Yeah.
There was not a single day that I did not go to the communities to campaign. I was stationed in Cape Coast North. Not a single day passed that Kwame Danka was not in communities. Whereas I was there, others were all over in the other constituencies. Every single day we were going to the people, speaking to them, talking to them, explaining things to them. Energy now already fa towards 2028. This is the energy I recommend. And see, Oyada Obima Dunkunim Nebinum so where's in Kogu. About what the Oyadia on to me Yado Abapai. Oyadia Binum and Obowin. And see, Dodua walk ya 1 year. Let us not be downhearted. Yan Kenya Yumbum. Yanta ages Budechi. Yanta painful you at the constituency level. Constituency chairman with your executives sit down, divide the constituency into areas, assign constituency officers to these areas. Let them go and join with the electoral area coordinators, join further down with the polling stations. Let us start the fight or the battle today, right away. The battle has already begun. Now, you remember, Kwame, we are told there, October so. Icing on the cake, am I right? Yeah, kwakoshe oya national. Na ye national painful so ma wechi aden we zikum we mua prakope na ewie kwa prakope. But in the days ahead, mamoso kaka mu wo maka wo national painful won. Kwame, I will begin to say my mind on those we think the electoral college would have to elect them to make it complete. This is a bisama.
Medasi Bebre, Yakoya Nimno, KSK, greetings to you and your panelists watching you live from our Blakoma Central Electoral Area Officer Alex in Latebio Koshi. And then P. Willis says, Kwamena's presence in your studio makes me happy. I'm only waiting for me Kweku. Listening to you live from London. Kwamena, brilliant, big up MPP. To four, that's Eric. To 4 Alex says the MPP regional elections took place without any confusion, but it was peaceful. It shows the unity. Thompson Sechi, greetings from Zurich. Kwamena, please cool down, cry. Your energy is needed on the field. Regards to Kabila. And then this one says Kukuku is loud in Bantama High Street. The MPP have picked up the pieces very early. Bare feet from Bantama. And then this one says, watching you live from Awudome Estates. Uncle Kwamena, good morning. That is Norte who sends that one. P. Willie says, what happened to the 24-hour economy? Ask Akogan. Akogan is not here today, but when he does show up, we promise we'll ask him. Honorable MP Akrofom, what's happening to the Obuasi Akrofom Road? It's only 10 kilometers, but it's quite deplorable. Honorable, please do your best to fix it. Clement, Enede, and Abaye. And then watching live from Toronto, that is in Canada. Greetings to Kabila and Honorable Kwamena. Akrofom, Bacho Brewe.
Chairman General.
Yes, sir. So problem.
Me ba no so kwanye onim say Akrofom are under the MPP representation our parliament for the past 20 years. Me kai me of Honorable Apia Pinkra and that of Honorable Blankson. In fact, Mpunchu our constituency no akachiri, especially Yakwan. And kwanye niama ade ba ko adi ntintimama Akrofom for to abade ma me. Nti eba ya hwese kwan no so ya hyase. In fact, omo bre no omo de my contract so many times. And so adwuma na ntimi ankoso. Nti eba me de chire me nua pani me leader Honorable Kwame Agboja. Na da Roma. Contractor agina so a oye. In fact, omo de ama 3 contractors, emu 2. Adwuma eso ani. Emu ba kon ne l'America ofri kodwo kwanta ba. Oye adwuma no do stage bi ma na payment issues, but last week or 2 weeks me akra na me supply no street bus any niama kakra bi di support na assembly no so boa no man nsa kan meter nti okwan no so oye adwuma
your boss kwan no
yes baby I can specifically na tawo but link that road no
okay
the okan ye kojo first tutuka from proper me ne wo kasai contractor na tawo kwan no so na ni fidie bi wa tono na manani a wo se bedu medu enne na nsa me ne di nkomo fidie ni nyina ba bedu ya nyame ya adoma enne ekopem china no fidie ne kokwan no so o kwan no so dada okay. The speed of work no na the pace of work no dem say na yusulu
okay
but na technical and financial issues say ya resolve move fakese na anti one hwe ni mu say from Friday o mehu me wo kwan no so kra fidie akese ya de ye kwan bia kopem say begu kwan no so kota ni nyina aba
great
mene contractor no komodim asata enra no fidie ni nyina betima du ho ochina
fantastic
na Wednesday was start adwuma gidigidi so from next week ikono
obehu action great me that's it me also want to ask so MPP will certainly bounce back in 28 let's stay focused. Master Planner Junior Kintampo Kwesi Anima in the UK says Kwamena, kudos to you for using yourself as a case study. There were also well before that was so funny. Ajua says Chairman General, greetings from Lusaka in Zambia. Ajua, greetings from Accra. Ohene Yabua says I want to say hello to my boss and lecturer Dr. Kabila in Kura, sends that one. Rutherford Apia Kubi says watching live from Jowulu soccer bet. Are you betting on Kokroko? And then anyway, Rutherford, yeah, that's it. MP Twazo.
Yeah, me senior Honorable Duncan say me correct.
Kwamena Duncan.
Kwamena. Eja iti ne afena school bag boy eja iko school oni ama bi waju man. Enti good na to at least have him with me on the same sharing the same program or show. A dream come true. But say ne intro no bi wo ha oye ya say Bentiasia papa former Chief Justice
and then the first time in neighbor shows one
me ankasa de menene share pro.
Enti na bia on tiasen but waso.
Na say o special interest. Okay, there is a dey bi oba.
Aye ninchia no. Aye ninchia no.
Oh, okay. I never been saying share no anka men kan wa say but man ya share say make ho.
And jemu because next week oba obesan be.
E bia next week me na share bi. So me na share but me de men kra be fa so say. Onjin tu say NDC your manifesto we antro no ba bia da say ye ba ye be yi chief justice. Ya anka ne ba bia we manifesto.
Anti bibia manifesto on.
O de me bam kakra. Chairman General kakra yanka na baby manifesto
twaso
ba ye kan say ye ba eniama enko yie no ye be reset. So the fundamental promise and say ye be reset o man no, and Omano is being governed by the Constitution of Ghana. A constitution intina ye nyina ya je atum say obi nya o mampani na edu obi breso a ye kwoto aba na obi nso bre ba no nso aba. A constitution na de menua me offer me senior Eden Kotna as minister for Central Region. Obi and a year petition. Original constitution also no year petition. A constitution na no mampani jina so. I refer petition na the call Council of State. A constitution na ma kwan ma omo set committee etie maame no. Maame na nya kwanya bia wo so nya even watra Ghana ako ECOWAS nyina de na asem akọ ba bia ni wa yabua na bem enti me nim so special interest a NPP for wa even and say minority leader say omo de omo ba omo san akọ final be omo chief justice yate but mo omo ntu mfuturo ngu obi ani say onye hwe na oba ya na eyi ni firi ho no mo mra na ye na yuma mra na makwan se ne ma wo ye ya asabi o yetie no ne ade no yem fa nto abonti na obi antie bi enti de yetete ne de keka na betima ye bosir muka ba de mra na ye na dwuma ono nso na ono na twia ga na nyina temuo justice ona na ye Supreme Court first even Chief Justice ento oni mra mra na akụ na ayeyem bia asabi previous ye woni pari bisraj ye you obi afri hopen Electoral Commission ye you obi afri hopen mo pen so ono so mo ba na mo yi no to twene ye anase obi na ye petition da mo hu se bibi wo nti sasem na ya omo ka no mesra omo soldiers reshuffling of soldiers anase ye ma soldier bi ye reassign soldiers ne ade no
you're retired
bi any ade bi wo kra ye ba na ye de no foreign mission ne ade no wo ho ye to aba na so o mampani anasa mines sa ebre bia no ye tan hu so mo a o mo da no ye change so ho enti eno so nya ade a se be previous na se ye yi ni free ho no mo a ne package anasa ne retirement package anasa de was our mine ye mani bia ye de mo enti minim eno so obi a minim soja ni kura wo so ma no de but menje ni se ya de bi nsi da eno o se be yi nkofo nso firi adwuma mu seven previous say ye to aba e de man na ubedi mfie pole enwotwe na se be ka bia na nsa na nanu na wakọ na se wo employ nkofo anyhow one fa the normal process and procedure they employ nkofo a ye ba na ehwehwem na obi wo ha na kwan e fa so employ no nkrata ndi mu a you don't expect that person to be there enti eno so emra wo ho ebi e de court wa office seven previous kwan e fa so eyi wadi emfa mra kwan wo betimi de court eno so wo ho enti say ye nto ye bo ase wo kwan e fa so a
mate yo
ye exaggerating the man
ma men come nim na Kwamena bebem says here and then this one says
get just one
Kwamena remember anya dem I be call back and forth I check I can pocho I remember this here and then this one says does a quote from MP believe that and think that Torkonoo was fairly removed? Lawrence watching. Yes, he says yes, he believes that. And then this one says Professor Kwamena Duncan, Dr. Kabila, both of you have a nice day. Francis Yadako. Hey, Kwamena do professor. And then Wafadada Boy says, I'm watching from Gold Coast, Australia. Chairman General, good morning. Bako Pe, thanks for your hard work. We love you. And then Ohene Yabua says, they have nothing to discuss. So they've picked flimsy things to discuss. Tell the Akrofom MP he and his NDC are Frakadam. Emmanuel, the NDC keeps referring to the petition, but there's not been any explicit explanation of the specific illegalities or wrongdoings of the former Chief Justice, Dr. Benousu, Exeter, UK. Well, for most Ghanaians, Exeter is corned beef. And Dr. Benousu, thank you. And then watching you from UEW South Campus, where is Professor Jacob? He was here yesterday. Your name is up here. Richard says, kindly ask the MP if the law allows for double salary. I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't think any law allows that. Kwesi Reynolds from Agona Dobe, Kwamena Dankan must know that we are poised to bring back a lot of seats in the central region. Issues in constituencies like Agona West, which couldn't hold their elections, need to be resolved. Konfu says, tell the NDC MP the petitions were 3 in number against the Chief Justice, or the former Chief Justice. They used only 1. They wrote a so-called report and removed the lady. NDC signed take or pay contracts with power companies as late as 6 January 2016, committing the MPP incoming government to huge debts. How about that? Konfu says so. And then Musa Abatwa in Aswase. Musa says the strategy Kwamena Duncan is adopting simply won't work. Ghanaians can read between the lines and see through the agenda behind these carefully crafted greetings. He has moved from repeatedly greeting the NDC headquarters, and now he's greeting the former Chief Justice. He should save himself the theatrics because the propaganda has fallen flat. Musa Abatwa in Asawase. Charles Nkede, I've substituted Bombay with Kwamena Duncan. And then
This is a vegan now. But Bombay will come.
Bombay shall appear one day. Yes. And this one says Kokroko is live in Northampton. Peter Che Champon, A.K. Master P, Amanda Sewe, Siedumandi's collection, and Alfred Asari, A.K. Shaggy. Good morning to all of you from Accra. In a country like Ghana, where everything is restarted every 4 years, no progress will be made. Odeshi Ajabing in Hacho sends that one in. And then this one says, listening and watching live from BBNE Senior High Technical School. Ebenezer sends that. Does Akrofom MP know there's Galamsey still going on in his constituency? God's grace 1. Honorable Joe, are you speaking as a lover or hater of Ghana? Let's be careful. Kofi Ajingo. You're live on Adas FM Kintampo. Kudos to Kwamena Duncan and Kabila. Kwame, does the Akrofom MP knows there's Galamsey? Okay, you've seen that already. And then Chairman General, there's always a distinctive panelist on your show. Kudos to you guys. I greet the contractor on the Gan East Municipal Hospital Road, Daniel Otri, Gan East Hospital. Francis also says, I'm watching from Hamburg in Germany. Chairman General, don't get tired of talking about Galamsey. I hear you. Kabila Brem.
Chairman General.
So you say, yeah, man, you bet you say, you know, kitting. 1024, Yanko.
Americo. Yeah, Mimi de Tramwe. A year Central SDA Church, Kintampo, Omone. Other churches be a ben ho a camp meeting. Na Chairman General me ho. To your sofupenia or dano a year ministerial secretary for the union. Sofo ataburo or no preachy ye kanya miasem na district pastor me wofa Pastor Evans Donko. Chairman General omo bompaye kese ma wo program yi
me down my say
wan kasa ene o panelist na
amen
na asem o kan ni say ye ma nyame asem eni ye kan Chairman General o kan Psalm 36 verse 1 to verse 3 hona obi a onsuro nyame no onfa ho emfere entro ni nkontompotwa
obi a onsuro nyame no.
Now, verse 9 now, or see, in his light we shall see light. Nyamiasem kuto, and a boy nipa. Emma sebi, yetimi konkai. Na nyame nkwa na America. In 1945, America Mampeni, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, or introduced to say America, womo soldier for they should swear on the Bible. And that's your different ho and say trust them abua nipa pii ama womo bra asi wom yi. No bia odi nyame asem di nanim kan no. Kan Proverbs 3 verse 5 to 6 or say wo kwan abeye kwan pa. Obebre o be kire nanso so ni nyina mu nyame bedi aboa wo. Enti osofu pani asem o kan no chairman general ene mpa oboma wo ne wapamfo na mi gina so di aka se yemani ni yanim kan se Ghana ye population ampampa ye 72% Christians, about 20%, 19 something percent Christian. Okabomu Muslims. Chairman General, Okabomu about 90% or 91. Na ye nyina ye say ye di nyame asem ai wo Bible mu, nyame asem ai wo Quran mu ye di ye adwuma. Oman yi ye how bebre won man kan ye adwuma. Enka how no bebre swate ama eko. Na nka me mfa manu nto eye minister asem o kan ye fa the oman ya ye her leadership Justice Gertrude Araba Esaba Sakitokonu asem nka me nka because me interested party in suits I call Supreme Court.
Okay.
But Minya Akrofom MP I can't say be and we need to get it right. Constitution is a constitution. But there have been many instances where the constitution has been subverted. And in this case, the constitution was subverted. And I will tell you why. Article 1461.
I don't know.
Kwame will say, a justice of the superior court or a chairman of the regional tribunal shall not be removed from office except for stated misbehavior or incompetence or on ground of inability to perform the functions of his office arising from infirmity of body or mind. Tell me one of these. We have asked that question in the Supreme Court. It could not be answered. Now you know what is so disturbing about it?
Yeah.
Minya Kuma Justice Rem Saya not all representing Attorney General in this matter. He introduced the political question which had long been settled in SOA to form versus Attorney General by SOA, JSC. Settled in MPP versus Attorney General in 1993, the 31st December matter. Say, in Ghana, the doctrine of the political question doesn't arise. There is no decision or action of any officer of state, including the president, that is not subject to judicial review. And yet, the Attorney General introduced that in our suit.
Kwara, ne kwakwa say,
Kwame,
atem monitor a channel. Omoji tumu, ye inedi, oko.
Ye didn't and I'm telling you, I have a right to say, Supreme Court, our transcendence throughout no, intentia. And this matter, so long as God lives, so long as our constitution says, in the name of God Almighty, we the people, Chairman General, God will speak. And I join Honorable Kwamena Duncan say, Ma meno dia na sam no oni human court to be assessor de ko sese. Onfanko the court that errs not.
Bakwamna or they call ECOWAS. Or they call other courts. Other
courts. Or Supreme Court.
ECOWAS.
I say ECOWAS court. Any other courts. Ghana is Supreme Court. Any ECOWAS court. ECOWAS court. What kind of judgment no?
Oh, the ECOWAS almost Ghana a mistake and I wrong.
Did you read the judgment? You see, General.
No.
And let me tell you, you have your view. And Kwamena was not wrong when he says it was your manifesto. Your manifesto was not contained
in the manifesto.
Manifesto.
Which page? In the manifesto. But you say it was in our manifesto.
Manifesto.
Why in the manifesto?
Yes.
The National Constitution 1992 way. They are true no. Ye mra di adwuma organ ha wo ye me bedwani unim say edo so chen we true or false.
Oh true.
You know so say
but this is the fundamental.
Of course that's why we call it the parent law. Oh me miss our question, I'm just making a statement. And someone who gina okrofo mu kan ye e bia na ye ni manifesto no mu nso e kan wo manifesto ho. The make kan na say President Mahama, I know your candidate Mahama, or can wonanum say or very structured judiciary. And indeed, the Chief Justice could not continue to occupy the office. He said it.
Also,
President Mahama said it. And Kwame, you have removed her. You have purported to say, she was removed on account of the Constitution 1992. Yemu binom, ye jidi say, mubwa. Monko so to me wa munsemunde. You may do what you want. We are convinced of what we are convinced about. What I know, Kwame, is that power is only transient. And eventually, this truth we talk about will come out. Chairman General,
Is Dr. Bonfe saying traditionalists don't worship God? He is always talking about worshippers of God to be Christians and Muslims.
I didn't say so.
No, he didn't say you said so.
Okay.
He says you're always saying Christians and Muslims. You don't.
I'm looking at them. The numbers.
And then
Muslims and about 5%. Generally, no Kwame or the Abano crowd or Buama Sem say, or my usual cry, not to say, you do no, ye yamisum for. Men are not so somno. Kwame wouldn't say, Ansana ye di a by 70s and ye didn't pass him. Ye di wasem, Emma wasem, ye jitum se would ye de ansana, ye exact punishment.
Say ye did Torkonoo asem who said asem.
Chairman General, MPP for elections somewhere and men kasa who be the Mekan say it is no time for entitlement or I like this person or I don't like that person.
Me pewe.
A futobia me papa John Ajikum Kufuor, His Excellency, or say I'm the first chairman of the New Patriotic Party. BJ Darocha. Me so your friend is Adino. Darocha, yeah. Now, Otuma almost Kwame was say that we belong to the same party does not mean that we are or should be friends.
Okay.
But bound by the ethos of the party, the ethos or the spirit of the party, we must work together to build a country. E wo mu say ye nyina ye wadom amanyoko e hu hia say ana enkyere say ese say we ye madamfo ana we ye madamfo. Na mmom ye nyina ye say ye wosom aye wo gidie ba kumu no ese say ye kambom enka bom nkyere say ensunsunu ye nie ntam. In fact, unity is not the same as uniformity. All it means is that we accept to work with our differences or live with our differences. Enti ye nyina ye nwene ba ko de na mmom say ye kambom na ye adwumanti me de adesra na me de be ma omo say omanfo na mo se omo ye mo members na akoto aba ya to aba yi Kwamena Duncan say onye titrani ene ya to aba yi Honorable Azuma say onye churchofo say Honorable Azuma empe Honorable Duncan na Honorable Duncan empe Azuma eye omuntemu asema de nipa na to aba na ka kira mo ne say mo pemu asemo mo mpemu asemo ye pese mo ye adwuma maye. Accept that. And this was a spirit I lived with when I used to be in partisan politics. I will say so and I'll continue to advocate for that in national politics, even outside the partisan fray. Chairman General, omoye ne sa ebe boa mo ankasa na boa omamu ni nyina de meka ewo eno hono no. Omoye ni ya eyema omo ni nyina.
May I say Nasaku Nete, good morning to you. Thank you very much for listening. Nasaku Nete. Muchacho says, Dr. Kabila, you're being emotional. Justice has been served. Remember, if it had gone in her favor, you would not have sent it to God. We really respect you, so tone down on the emotions, Muchacho. And then Frank says, the letter of the NDC manifesto did not include the removal of the Chief Justice Torkonoo, but the spirit was to remove her at all cost. So you are looking at the spirit.
Assembly so I made the BB Maneo 10th October 2024. Ena minua pani Samuel Tete akwa homigiemu electoral commission or issue statement on the polling stations in Ghana. Ana ye dey to saba no. Total na ye
40,975.
Special centers na no ye 328. Ena main polling stations here 40,647 addition for the records.
Medasi na me kone ni menim Kwamena Brim, why can't be 20 minutes in Japan?
Yes,
Memo be a 555 na me here.
Before we come to good board.
Can there 5 minutes old?
Hey, Kwame.
I'll bet you 5 minutes. Kwame.
Ansana, Baba good board. Mbeda kakraba. The argument here, Mwe Pressure, Mr. Indirectly, you are insinuating there. Say you. Adibiara knowing NDC more manifesto muna. What can outside the manifesto no question? Said you. That is indirectly. That is the argument you are making. Maybe also you didn't follow your presidential candidate then, or probably you have not been reading around. Remember say this is 3rd September,
which
2023.
Year? Okay.
Listen to the then presidential candidate of the NDC. Listen, if you have not been reading around. Kwame
now?
Yes, John Mama speaking. And he had met, it was NDC lawyers, conference of lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
He met them. This was his statement. It is scary. It is scary. Because it threatens, no, if I start from there, one of the scariest existential threats to any democracy is when citizens think their judiciary holds no use or value to them. This is the security threat. This is the security threat the national security apparatus tried to draw the attention of the nation to recently, but was poorly received by the president and his party. It is scary because it threatens the peace and stability of our democracy. We must correct this fast spreading notion. If care is not taken, we will get to a stage where people will have no qualms about taking the law into their own hands because they do not have the confidence that they can get justice from the system. There is therefore the urgent need for the Ghanaian judiciary to work to win the trust and confidence of the citizenry and erase the widely held perceptions of hostility and especially political bias in legal proceedings at the highest court of the land. Unfortunately, we have no hope. He is speaking. Unfortunately, we have no hope that the current leadership of our judiciary can lead such a process of change. We can only hope, this is Mama speaking, we can only hope that a new Chief Justice will lead a process to repair the broken image that our judiciary has acquired over the last few years. You come and see there that you cannot make reference directly to your manifesto. This is the presidential candidate speaking. That he can only hope, and they together as the party, as the conference of lawyers, they can only hope that a new Chief Justice. What does that mean logically? It means that this lady who is there cannot be trusted to carry on the reform that we're looking for, and that it's only when we have taken her off the scene, brought a new person, that we can begin to see the reform we are looking for. And that is exactly when he came into office, he has put into place. And you tell me that on Yada I go to make trace I have reference to the party's manifesto. Then essentially you are saying in the maybe on your party manifesto. You are telling me, my junior brother, you are telling me that it was complete nonsense. That's what you are telling the entire country. It's Kwame. It was one which was clearly said to the Ghanaian people, or the Ghanaian people, and he did it at a conference of NDC lawyers. It was at the same meeting. And look at your NDC for lawyers there. Hold yourself in readiness to be taken to the judiciary, to the bench, in order that we balance what we have today. All this, if you read, if you get this statement, read and apprise yourself of the things he said, which he came into office and he operationalized them. Kwame, having said that, and you see, I will continue to hold on to this matter. My adore me will be there. My wanya bon onya do bi botum odin sesiru there mame araba esaba saki Torkonoo bono ye ani so when I go to sleep I sleep.
Let me sleep on your time at this time. I'll come back to you very shortly. Remember, I'll come back to you very shortly. Fantastic Wilberforce says Kokroko is live on the Beat FM 6 Sirens. So Sipoku in Paris says as a Krofum MP was the 24-hour economy market in the NDC manifesto, but was it or was it not? I don't know. And then thank you, Kwamena Duncan, for your reference. Watching from London, Evans. And then this one says, I congratulate all newly elected regional MPP officers. They should hit the ground running and start working. Isaac Nyakom. Please, as the MP for me, don't forget, 24-hour economic market was in their manifesto. Kwame, now 2 minutes and you are done.
Yes, that's Kwame.
Oh, yes,
2 minutes and you're done. Kwame, but you don't get distracted.
Gold board.
Yeah.
I mean, see, as a main panutum, and the sepere hu yimpa dusu a manutum na manutuma sami jemfia Kwame fi afraba keso penyinum we kufu ado na bem nhu a ose ho de wo ye nwufo president na ga so hwe na yima sindo ye wi ba wo miada no nsama o kan gunudo nsama kasa mpemfo o hihye ho ahoroba. In the session lifestyle, Kwame, session about 20 or so bodyguards are one of no, not the type of vehicle so use. Sami Jemfia, every government policy, was the Fabio reality, and that this country requires of the rulers then or those in officers then a certain level of transparency and accountability. In fact, accountability was a sing song. Sami Jemfi was sing song. There or that Timemufut, a manful woman, a queer number of man, a bachelor, when you say that the Madi, it was can to do here, Nada, the Madi. Sami Jemfi was all over the place. Today, he has power. And he says that when people criticize him, they are bitter. Kwame, all them there won't bring you one see. Sir Eshe, or your IMF report now. 3 areas. Quick, because I know this is a riding story and we may come back next week. It will still be live. Yeah. The IMF attributed the enormous losses to several operational and financial factors. And financial factors, including service and asset fees paid to the gold board. Service which is rendered by the gold board. Even that one, there are losses. Kwame, discounts offered on gold sold to off-takers and exporters. Discounts. Then, exchange rate losses. It's a major operational loss. And if you put all of that together, and I hear Professor Boppin, your own Professor Boppin.
No.
I don't know why these days you don't speak to him. Kwame, he is saying that this is even a part of the iceberg. As he said, a proper assessment of the losses which the economy is incurring from the operations of the gold board. This is just a tip. Now, Kwame, let Sami Jemfi and those in his circles, those who think like him, let them continue to delude themselves. If it takes even 1,000 years, they will be called to account.
This one says, Chairman John, Kwamena Duncan's emotions rise. He speaks English. Remind him he's Okokoko on Peace FM, watching from Milton Keynes, UK. Bright sends that one. And then, let's see. This one says, MP Brem.
Chairman General.
Papa.
Senior Duncan, sorry.
Kwamena
Duncan. So for Penny, sorry. Never walking can no. Ma who be a Sebi, a young one say, Chief Justice Wahona, Frank Berra, so on Jinindi. our choir offers or administer justice in this the country. No? In fact, Omoa Kasankasa minister for if I say national security on records, Kandapa spoke about the public's perception about the then Chief Justice.
No, about the Supreme Court. Quote from
He
didn't speak about
don't interfere. But with the greatest respect.
But don't misquote.
Me say he spoke about the injustice. And who was the head of the Supreme Court?
Refer to Kandapa.
Who was?
Refer to Kandapa's statement.
And tell me
why he talked about
who you are looking for more. Chairman General.
Papa.
Under the leadership of Torkonoo. Under the leadership of Torkonoo, there were credible agencies. To say more Ibrahim Nom, to say Ghana Center for Democratic Development.
Boko, Twaso.
Chairman General.
Yes, sir.
Chairman, Menkoha,
Boko.
Oh, Chairman.
Yes, sir.
So,
so, yes.
Mo Ibrahim. Any CDD, Chairman, Tony.
Oh, yeah, trust
okay. Omo public perception index, and I say rating. Perceived corruption under the leadership of the so-called angel, the leadership of the Supreme Court, and that's not Supreme Court, judiciary. 44%. And I know movie say corruption. Political interference. 61% of Nipa Omo then Susu say there is pure political interference. So no surprise. Say min ya penny me offer Kwamena any afenyo markings mo so much pained. Say Torkonoo free no more structure judiciary because ebia no more omu no munim di omu dua no ho because sebe previous say ye susuampa mpo say the former Chief Justice no kra no sebe wanya ono no just for assumption say wanya fair trial enti susuampa say ono nkwa na injustice aka no omamu a ono nkwa ni nipa wanya tentenene. I am not by this saying say obi anya tentenene a but ono nkwa ni nipa ba ko pa. So what is the secret behind the entire MPP for say omonti Torkonoo ho asem omonti ne hujai enti na omode ni si wo say eniema bi akoso wo mo aban ni mu ana enye no omo fi say obetimi under the leadership so na head of the justice no system in Ghana no obebo mo ho ban na yesusu sa na enti Chairman General.
Yes, sir.
Me who baby a sebe preduasa. Asem we free ba na so mo de amanyame. Anase mane mfa nkoko to bia biem na won twan a. Even o ma promise ne say o mo ba mu da achi bia. O mo de ne ba Supreme Court Justice. First Chief Justice. O mo ma no ho. But de miminim no de emra kwan bia so e wo say sebe preduasa. Omampani nansa ya omampani ensama okaye a Ghana for kaye MPP for bi kaye non politicians kaye about the justice system in Ghana no ewo ho the same bi ya kafa electoral commission ma no ho in fact ensama ya kafa electoral commission ma no ho e bia na enya bia edoso chen Chief Justice but the buy no sebe preduasa petitions are called. Omampani hwe ma wo say nsuo bi anima na bibia ya tuntungu ye. Onte ho. Enti sa na tie, enti wasam ye da. Se wasam nye da wo se bodwafo mpe wasam. Se wasam enye da. Ma member gold board no so. Wo tie me offer former minister. O chance na no o ma ye hu die, o hu sameje mfisifa. Mrs. Amijemfi and Matis Obiaka. See a unified gold board. Near the no Kwame and I said, yeah, the no district to be cracked or any DC year. Oh, Nyahoto. In fact, yeah, they know yet be this because amount for me of Duncan. Or my dream, I almost says I contributed about 80-90% to their defeat or their but your motive is here. And especially a time be because in the auditors' accounts of the gold board, there is nowhere. I won't bet him approve actually. Unproven time was a higher yet. Say this is the auditor's account of gold board. You see the losses I will make it. Met man Kwame time maybe say unproven time say gold board auditor's account. Where your losses? And in any case, you should take tall gold or Ghana. It started 2022-2023. When the catch us a Bank of Ghana intervention. A policy intervention has a strengthen. Sika. Forex. In fact, a policy they making sure say Sika someone to your memuhano. Ebe corner kwan so aye juju. Na inflation depreciation a car do aye bo no memuhano. E Sika sama ejeje atete panse be du baabi. Yentimi nso mu a ade acha yetuto prices of goods and services mu no ebetima stabilize. On can tell me 2022-2023. Oma Moka. Bank of Ghana. Oma Moka. In fact, say obi ekodidwa na a car or boy e wodwa na okodi yenum nyina ye 1.7 billion Ghana cedis. Now the first what 10 billion at the brewer. Saka no ene mfaso no ukeka bomu a sabe eto mu si edi sa adwana na se nto because 2024 the then you can say gold for oil moboka about 5.6%.
Yeah.
Sorry, billion 5.7 billion Ghana cedis na moboka.
Say 5 minutes with the Yaka Hama as so our
Tell me of a year 7 minutes and
why 8?
Okay, that's a match in one. Secretary.
My juju is very gold board I think.
Meba.
That's the loss.
The loss is 1.7 billion.
Dollars.
$10 billion.
Now, no, calculate.
It's
not more. That's 22 billion.
I had 22 billion.
22 billion Ghana cedis.
What for $1.7 billion?
MB.
And I want that $10 billion.
As what? As what? $10 million.
$10 million.
Yes. Chairman General. Yes, come down.
Minister. $10 million. As what?
Chairman General.
As your profit.
Chairman General.
Profit for
gold board. Revenue. I get the free gold board transaction.
Revenue, which one?
But also there's difference between profit and sales. Where Kwame. Yampong.
Kwame. Emprempren kase.
You.
Me MPP ni. I have raised issues about the removal of the former Chief Justice. Enti what na we reduce no say MPP for asema. You are wrong. 2, Kwame. Mprempren aye ka say when him say a Council of State, it is without a former Chief Justice sitting on it.
Yeah.
Because the only former Chief Justice of Tisono, she resigned, even though she didn't give a reason. It was because of the horrendous removal of Mame Torkonoo. Look, you okay, as an onion say the intention do that to say the me mafa bi mudana asem we say obetia no Chairman General what can kadie when Nkuma's own removal of your friend saying Akukosa and other wenum SE no he gave them all their entitlements Have you wondered if the woman has been giving her entitlement?
Who's
it no? Mr. Shamu yet to pass it. Someone general, media, the master say, Honorable Kanda Passamo can or say Supreme Court decisions a unanimous dodo. While more Chief Justice Dian Kansimbia. Ye can some more a number of your free bentino for precision to quote Abdul Malik. Kubako. Precision. Angalo Michan.
Precision. Precision.
Kwame. Matissa net Sami Jafibaye press conference.
Okay.
Oh yes. Crap. Anna.
I don't know crap.
And Pacho. Kwamena. With the greatest respect, don't let's use that word again.
Auntie.
Respect to, don't let's use that word again.
Auntie. Press conference.
Yes, but this is radio.
I want to wait for his responses to some of the issues. Because issues are SSC doing combo. Chairman General, I me person ma won the medical jina illegal mining.
I won't share the name baby sir.
Get to remember the total. The other kind. Say ya uno say illegal mining na koso no a legacy problem. Partly yentiasie. Me wo Professor LK Agbosu ni PhD thesis September 1980 ewa ha. Chairman General.
September 1980.
1980. That time now PhD thesis yan capo about 500 pages. Or try papa. O tracy ya the issues
but it's very learned.
So solid. Chairman General.
What's your friend is MBO?
LK Agbosu.
Reading his article.
Thank you.
Solid.
Chairman General. In the same way as the chiefs in the colony had not been conquered, the Secretary of State declared, so were the Ashanti chiefs not conquered. The British government waived any right of conquest over them, which could be implied therefrom by entering into treaties with them. This was a sure indication that the chiefs still had the power to alienate such lands, and the right to do so had not been passed to the colonial government. Yeah, governance system you operate. Minister, how now is the minister that? The proper place of chiefs. Proper place of chiefs. Yeah, resolve where? House of Chiefs. They exist there as advisory. What else power? What power do they have? And so true power never left them. Matisse, chief of staff, say there should be a bipartisan. This matter is not bipartisan, no, bigger than bipartisan. Yeah, for religious leaders, citizens like me, ordinary ones, academics and intellectuals who have studied into this like me must be involved. Civil society organizations must be asked. All the citizens of Ghana, as I say, they won't come up because from Swama say, who from a good year was a simua. I be a bindia, a colonial relic. That's what the colonial government did after the failure of the Crown Land Bill of 1897. Chairman General, enti otina sase so a oya asase ni wura. Yesi ye ko hu famu agudia no ni hutumi bia. Asase no kra no o man timi de compulsion ekofa. Aba oni wo hwe ka de ebe ya no say ye betwa compensation. Empirical evidence say compensation mpo ye ntua. Enti de bia no ownership this segregation no enti there is a problem. Obitimi ma license won kra ha. Now what was asase no yaba. Yesi too.
Come have a contrary view.
Of course. And the problem must be solved first with a legal regime change of ownership. Instead of 100% to the state, omanum for 50 or 60%. Imperial domain.
Is that what will solve Galamsey?
It will partly solve it.
It won't solve it.
Kwame, me make solutions.
Kwame, solutions. Tell us.
Partly.
About 11.
It will not. Kwame,
Chief Bani says, send my greetings to my acting class prefect Kabila, and my brother from another mother, Kwamena Duncan. I am always happily listening to the honorable in your studio. That guy is a true definition of there's nothing God cannot do. The MP for Krufom.
Yes.
May God lift him more than he has done for him. Chief Bani, and I didn't cry by. Kwabena Michelle na mtwa so anya sa yempo.
Dabi make law enforcement. Yama mra no nya adwuma.
Okay.
De atoso miensa ene se yama nananom nya omuchefa esese wo munya e wade mu. Chairman, the last one. Eye attitudinal change. Omanya yetimu a adwene ne se wanya sika ena wo ye obi a wadi wabobra. Omanya yetimu a aya asisie. Omanya yetimu a aya adufure pe. Omanya yetimu a yanka nokre. Wo kanokra uye obeye tamfo. The only way to rise in politics is to be deceptive. And you know this.
Professor Kingsley Nyako of Kwadaso says, Kabila, you are a wanted man.
Yes, I know. Prof, I'll avail myself. And the time that the say, I'm
a wanted man. Must be arrested immediately.
Nipa ho do ene nukredie ni enim kan. Na omayi ye betu illegal man in so sama na ye.
General
MP metie.
Mene former minister Beko Sami Jemfini press conference. Because he say okotie bi. Na ye say boapayo na omo ye. Ana say information bi na omo ni. Ana omo nyina so.
Minister Sami can't show they get it he.